The opinions expressed are those of the show's host and not the staff or management of Port St. Lucie Broadcasters. Any reproduction without written consent of WSTU and WPSL is strictly prohibited. Now it's time for Quality of Life Radio, brought to you by Cigna and Aetna Medicare. Here are your hosts, Gary Owen and Tom Bouvier.
Hello and good morning, everybody, and thank you for tuning in on this extraordinary Tuesday morning. It's May 2nd, 2023, the month of May. It's very important, Tom, because May is my birthday.
Woohoo! It sure is, and my wife's birthday tomorrow,
And
May
I'm a
3rd.
Gemini. Oh, well, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Debbie. She's probably excited. Well, you guys got a big celebration planned? Or what?
Oh, yeah, it's a surprise, but it's coming.
All right. Well, hey, thank you all for tuning in on this world-famous Quality of Life radio show. I'm Gary Owen, the president of Owen Insurance Group and your extraordinary host.
And I'm your stupendous co-host, Tom Bouvier.
Stupendous. And by the way, we are streaming live here at Owen Insurance Group in our beautiful training room here at 1611 Northwest Federal Highway in beautiful Stuart, Florida. And of course, we are tuning live, coming to you live on WPSL 1590 and WSTU 1450. And Tom, we bring valuable information every Tuesday.
We do. And you want to set your schedule every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. to listen in, either on Facebook or on one of the radio stations that Gary just mentioned. But we love to share our knowledge and present information about important insurance solutions. All the pitfalls to avoid, all the scams that are out there. We bring you transparency, good old-fashioned straight talk. And that's one thing you're going to get from us, integrity and transparency and straight talk, because we want to help improve your quality of life by showing that insurance can be simple. Bring the complex and make it simple. We like to simplify the insurance planning so you can live that stress-free life that you deserve.
Yeah, I mean, insurance straight talk, transparency, I mean, that's huge because I don't think, Tom, the majority of Americans out there realize that the insurance industry has a high attrition rate. So, it's always good to ask questions when you're working with an insurance agent. Don't be afraid to ask poignant questions. How long you've been in the industry? Because 93% of people that get in this industry leave the industry in just 2 years. So,
and that really hurts the credibility of those that are, because trust has to be earned, and usually it's through time, through longevity.
Yes, that's right.
And many of them don't make it, as you said, past that 2-year mark. You're buying an insurance policy from someone. Next thing you know, you call them and where
are they?
They're flipping hamburgers at McDonald's or whatever. But staying in, and you have many, many years of experience in the industry, as do I, and combined, we have a wealth of knowledge.
Yep, and so ask questions. How long they've been in the industry? What do they specialize in? How many clients they have? Are they captive? Are they career? Are they independent? Again, we are independent agency. I'm an independent agency owner with independent agents, meaning that we go to work for you. We find the right policy with the right insurance carrier, not just having to pick one. That is not being fiduciary, in my opinion.
Absolutely not. And really, we're educators.
Yes.
People say, oh, you're in the sales. You're a salesman. Really, I honestly can say I haven't sold an insurance policy at all. I've educated people on the options. I found out their needs, wants, desires, and I said, here's what's available. And if they ask for a recommendation, I'll give a recommendation as well.
So we say all that before we get into our topic this morning. Just make sure you do your due diligence. We're licensed in 42 states across the country. No matter where you are, I'm confident that we can help you. We have the staff, we have the experience, we have the competence, the ability, and the passion to help you. So give us a call at 772-210-1020 if you have any questions. We are happy to be here and to be a resource and put a second or a third set of eyes on the policy that you have and maybe do a policy review to see if you happen to be in the right plan. So that's what we're here for, and we're here to help. Again, 772-210-1020. Today, Tom, I want to talk about Social Security. There are two things on the minds of seniors today. It's either Social Security or Medicare. Those are the two most important topics and subjects that's on the minds of Americans. And as those that are getting closer to retirement, obviously, it's getting more important.
It is, and you hear it a lot in the news. And politicians are accusing one another of trying to cut it and try to take it away. And one party is saying this party's trying to do that.
The blame game.
It's the blame game, and really, in my opinion, they're just spending it all on frivolous things they shouldn't be.
Bridges to nowhere.
Bridges to nowhere, and oh my gosh, and.
Checking the content of the soil on 10,000 acres of land somewhere in a forest. I don't know.
Right, and the mating habits of
three-toed squirks.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, my gosh.
So we're going to talk about the future of Social Security, its health, challenges, and the impact that it's going to have on you. And Tom and I are going to share 6 things that you need to know about Social Security. We've got a lot of content on this topic this morning. If we don't finish it in, the 25 minutes left that we have today, we'll do it on next week's show. But we'll do the best we can to get it through. Now, I will tell you, Tom, that most Americans don't see eye to eye for whatever reason. They have their own thoughts.
Some are taller than the others.
Yeah, and exactly. And I won't go any beyond that. But 96% of us, though, however, do agree on one thing. Do you know what that is?
We're going to die one day. We have to pay taxes.
That's two. Okay.
So a couple of things.
96% agree that Social Security is a very important topic that needs to be addressed. The issues with Social Security.
Absolutely.
It's 86 years old, Tom, this year. Social Security is 86 years old and has really become the bedrock of our retirement planning. It really has.
That's true. That's true.
We're being told that Social Security is going to be solvent soon. It's not secure. 57% of Americans today are not confident in the future of the Social Security program. And Social Security has widespread support of all Americans of all generations. And so we need to have that security now. Our legislators, our congressmen and senators need to sit down together and figure a way to make Social Security solvent. Decades, Tom, in the financial services industry, we always talk about the metaphor, the three-legged stool, right? To describe our retirement system, our retirement program, which number one is a healthy pension, which obviously, we don't see too many pensions today. Second is ample savings, or in lieu of a pension, also the 401k plan. Second is ample savings, and of course, third is the monthly Social Security payment. Now, for those of you who are lucky enough to have pensions, congratulations. The majority of Americans don't have it, but pensions, for those of you who don't know, all it does is provide steady income for the life of that person. And of course, pensions are a dying breed in the United States today. Less than 7% of retirees today have, get this, less than 7% of retirees today have steady income from all 3 legs of that stool. And of those income streams, only Social Security has proven steadfast and strong. It's not only the largest source of income for most retirees, but it also has never missed a monthly payment since it cut its first check back in 1940.
That sounds like guaranteed income for life.
Isn't that a beautiful thing?
It sure
is. It's almost
is.
like an annuity.
Annuity, yeah, that's a new word that we've been throwing around.
That's right.
We may talk about that a little bit next week as well.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. So you're up.
Okay, so Social Security is something that we've all had to pay into. People call it an entitlement. Well, it's really something that we've earned. I can remember when I first got my first.
It hurts to pay it.
I was 16 years old. I got my first real job. I mean, before that, I was cutting grasses, throwing papers, and doing stuff like that.
16 was when I started, too. I started in the restaurant business on a
what
W-2.
did you do?
Restaurant.
Okay.
Worked at my grandfather's restaurant in Pennsylvania.
Well, I worked in a restaurant, too. It was Shakey's Pizza Parlor.
Well, there you go.
Airline Highway in Baton Rouge,
He was doing pizzas,
Louisiana.
I was doing hamburgers.
Absolutely. I was making pizza. And I was thinking, whatever it was, $4.50 an hour, $4.25, but whatever the minimum wage is, of course, that's what I got. And I was just part-time, making 15 hours a week. And so I multiplied 15 times 4.35, whatever the minimum wage was. And I thought that's what my paycheck was going to be for 2 weeks. And it was way less, and I was like, wait, who is this?
Someone's robbing you.
Who is this FICA, this Medicare, this, and then Social Security? What the heck is that? It was like, oh, you're going to get money back from the government in 50 years. I was like, my God, I'm going to be dead in 50 years. So we've been, but over the years, we pay into it, and then if you paid into it, they look at the top 40 quarters, and they calculate how much you're going to get at either age 62 or age 67. For me, it'll be full retirement or all the way up to.
That's right.
So you have a range of time frames that you can pick when you want to receive that payment.
That's right.
Starting at age 62.
And then, obviously, we're trusting Congress to fix the problem, but the problem is our legislators are not working together. You got those so far on the left and those so far on the right. Their heads are in the sand. They're making so much noise and yelling and screaming at one another. They're not even paying attention to their constituents, us, and the problems that we're facing today. So they're not working together to get our nation back on track, and they're kicking the Social Security program and the problem down the road, kicking the can down the road.
And if Congress doesn't get it right in the next 10 to 12 years, there's going to be a lot of problems. The program will actually no longer have enough money to fully pay its promised benefits. So they certainly need to get on the ball and get something done.
Well, I don't think it's politically expedient for our politicians to address this issue, because we're going to talk about some of the pain points that may have to be implemented, and I can guarantee you it is a tough subject to get done. So, but without Social Security benefits, 22 million more Americans would go below the poverty level line, according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. Social Security does more, of course, than sends a monthly check to retirees. It provides ongoing income to surviving spouses and to their children. Also, you have SSDI, which is Social Security disability income or disability insurance, which helps pay monthly bills for qualified disabled workers and for their families. Tom, I certainly think that there is a storm brewing on the Social Security horizon.
That's right. Red skies in the morning, sailors take warning, and something is brewing. As I mentioned earlier, in about 10 to 12 years, at that point, they're going to be out of money, not being able to meet the full obligation that they currently have. And at that point, they will have to have ongoing tax revenue with which to fund the payments, which calculations show that it would only cover about 78% of the benefits. So people are going to potentially be looking at a drastic cut in their Social Security benefits.
I don't see how people are going to make up that 22% cut. I just don't see how that's going to be feasible.
More people will be below the poverty line than ever if that happens.
All right, we're going to talk about the 6 things, and we're going to go back to the challenges and the future of Social Security in just a moment. But Tom, let's talk real quick. We'll kind of breeze through these for time's sake. Okay. But the 6 things to know about Social Security. So Congress, no, you take the first one.
Okay, well, technically Congress cannot raid the Social Security Trust Fund. No one, not even the White House or Congress, can take cash from the program. When Social Security receives the money via the taxes and interest, what is not paid out in benefit goes into what's called the Social Security Trust Fund. And that surplus is invested in standard Treasury bonds flows into the U.S. Treasury General Fund as loans that help pay for ongoing government programs and expenses, but the bonds pay annual interest and must be repaid on demand, and the trust reserve for retirees grew to $2.8 trillion by the end of 2020.
All right. Second thing to know about Social Security is that the annual benefit hikes don't always match inflation. Is that a nasty word? Inflation.
You print too much money, and I mean, there's all kind of reasons for inflation. But
so the recent COLA, the cost of living increase for seniors in 2022, was the biggest in 40 years. In 2023, it's the biggest in 40 years. But it doesn't bring benefits in line with long-term inflation. An important fact: if Social Security is your primary income source, undercut by rising prices for everything from prescription drugs to gasoline to groceries, the monthly Social Security checks have steadily lost ground through the years. And rising Medicare premiums will claim 22% of the average Social Security's increase in 2022. So the left hand is getting into the right hand, into the pocket, and taking money away.
Yeah, you notice that first one, Congress can take and we're supposed to pay it back. Well, we hope that happens. The third fact about Social Security is that you can collect benefits and keep working. However, there's a caveat to that. Once you've reached what's called full retirement age, FRA, it's different for different people, and it's been increasing over the last few years. You can collect Social Security benefits and still work without a reduction in your benefits if you reach that full retirement age. Right. For you and I, it's going to be at age 67. But if you claim Social Security when you're first eligible at age 62 or before, for various reasons, before your FRA, your monthly benefits will be smaller than at full retirement, and until the year you reach full retirement age, $1 in benefits will be withheld for every $2 you earn above $19,560.
You mean they're taking our money?
Our
hard-earned money?
They are going to say if you make over $19,560, they're going to take $1 in benefits for every $2 over that you make. Yeah.
They need it.
I mean, you pay into it. You say you want it at 62. You're getting reduced anyway. Why should they take it?
Yeah, and how much are they getting reduced if they take their Social Security benefits at 62?
I think it's like 7 or 8% per year. So
well, at 62, they get a permanent cut of how much of their Social Security benefit at full retirement age?
I don't know that.
25%.
25%.
Yes, you do know that.
Okay, I do know that. I did forgot. It's in my recesses of my brain, but
it's a permanent cut in your Social Security check if you take it at 62.
Well, and now, of course, they say, of course, if we take that money, the good news is you'll get that withheld money back a bit at a time in your monthly checks when you do reach the full retirement age.
Yes.
We're going to give it back very slowly.
Very slowly, yes.
Yeah.
If they give it back at all. I mean, they say they will, but
because in 12 years it's going to be.
And did you know that your Social Security benefits can also be taxed? More Social Security recipients than ever face a tax season jolt. Up to 85% of their benefits may be subject to federal income tax, and also in 12 states, state income tax they have to deal with as well. According to the Social Security Administration, up to half of your benefits may be taxable if your combined adjusted gross income plus half of your annual Social Security benefits is $25,000 for an individual filer and $32,000 for joint filers. So again, that could be taxed depending on your situation. You pay tax for your Social Security. When you get it, you got to pay tax on that too.
That sounds like double taxation.
Tax me, baby. Tax me.
Well, tax it to me. Well, and then, boy, those 12 states that also have state taxes, they tripled tax.
Oh, my God. Well, and municipality taxes. I thank God we don't live in New York. God bless those of you that live in New York City.
Yeah, stay there. We
got too many people here now.
That's right.
Coming from New York.
Right. Now, another fact is this. Spousal benefits could mean a bigger paycheck. If your Social Security benefits will be less than half of your spouse's at his or her full retirement age, receiving a spousal benefit is the better deal. deal. You actually don't have to ask for it, so you don't have to worry about it. Social Security will kind of figure it out. It's called deemed filing. It covers claims for a spousal benefit. Now, that's provided you and your spouse have been married for 1 year, you're at least 62 years old, and your spouse has reached full retirement age. Your monthly benefits will be higher of either of your own earned benefit or 50% of your spouse's.
All right, and number 6, the last thing you should know about Social Security is, Tom, you can change your mind.
Waffle.
Yes,
Yeah.
waffle butts.
That's the waffle rule.
So you can certainly change your mind about when you start Social Security. If you do change your mind about not waiting until 70 in the first year of drawing benefits, you can get a fresh start by filling out a one-page form. If you change your mind after the first year of benefits, you can voluntarily suspend payments. When you file in the future, your check will reflect the delayed retirement credit of 2/3 of 1% per month based on your benefit when you first applied. So these are the 6 things you should know about. Now you do know about Social Security. And Tom, I imagine the Congress, 2034 is a long way off, but we know the sooner that the legislator acts, the quicker and easier it'll be to bolster the trust fund reserves. Smaller revenue or benefit changes made now would accrue over time, which is far more efficient than paying for a last-minute repair job.
You got that right. Now is the time. Just do it, like Nike says. And
Right.
Gary, I'm thinking, how much do we pay in Social Security?
A lot.
It does appear that way. And, 12.4% of your gross income goes to Social Security each paycheck. 12.4%. When you work for someone else, you pay half. The employer pays the other half. Self-employed pay the full 12.4%. And the payroll tax is capped yearly. And for 2023, it's capped at $147,000.
So our guru across the table has just indicated that we have 5 minutes left.
Wow.
So we'll probably have to make this like a
two-week
Yep.
twofer. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we'll
get
make
a
it a
twofer.
two-part.
All right.
Because I don't want to go through it so fast. We just blow
Yeah.
through it, and you guys don't hear what we're saying or don't understand it. So we'll take a portion of this, and we'll carry it into next week's show. So that means that you're going to hang on. Don't go anywhere, because next week we're going to be back and sharing the rest of the information.
The old saying, same bat channel, same bat time.
You're bat, you know what, crazy.
Bats, yeah.
All right. So capping the self-employment tax at $147,000. So that means that basically, Tom, if you're anyone making over $147,000, they're not getting taxed on their Social Security.
Okay.
So basically that means that those of us who are self-employed, like myself, pay over $18,000 a year just for the payroll tax alone.
Wow.
$18K. So I looked at did my tax return. I threw up in my mouth a little bit, and having to still pay IRS, which is absolutely disgusting. I have to work 3 to 4 months to pay my taxes.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that's a bit much?
I think so.
Iggy, do you think that's a bit much?
Well,
Yes.
the individual
a bit much.
tax just came in the 1900s. Previous to that, everyone kept what they
Sucks,
made.
man.
But yeah, that means everyone paying hopefully their fair share. Any excess tax dollars are going into that Social Security trust fund, which now totals about $3 trillion.
Man, how long do you think that $3 trillion is going to last? You're going to find out right here on this show. You're going to find out what $3 trillion is going to get you.
Well, with baby boomers becoming 65, over 10,000, 11,000 a day, they're going to start eating up that.
That's right.
amount.
And to make up
quick.
for its income shortfall, the Social Security Administration will start drawing on the trust funds this year, people. The trust fund is estimated to run dry in 2034. So, see, we're in 2023. 2034 means we've got 11 years before it runs dry. So that means that I'll be 66, still a year shy of my full retirement age when the trust fund runs dry. So, and by the way, that's 24 years earlier than Social Security estimated it to be when the system was last overhauled in 1983. So, Tom, everybody's probably thinking and asking, how in the heck did we get here?
Well, within this decade, the entirety of the baby boomer generation, equating to some 70 million Americans, they're going to be hitting retirement age, meaning the people receiving those benefits come 2034 will be more than double the beneficiaries in 1985.
Wow.
What wasn't known at that time was how much longer those baby boomers would live. In other words, life expectancies have increased due to a lot of factors.
People are living longer, and because of people are living longer, that trust fund, they're going into that trust fund to pay that. So, folks, we're already at the end of the show. We got 1 minute left. So Tom and I are going to pick up on my next question on next week's show. This information is amazing. So stay tuned for next week's show. We'll pick it back up. Stay tuned. Coming up is the Brian Kilmeade Show. We thank you for joining us this morning. Hope you enjoyed the show. Share us with your friends, your family, your neighbors, everybody you can that you know. And remember, stay safe, keep healthy, be happy, and enjoy your quality of life.